And hone in on one of those headline stories. The Ekurhuleni Council Speaker, Raymond Dhlamini, and his party, the DA, have filed an urgent application in the High Court in Johannesburg to halt a special council sitting called by the city's manager. That's set down for today. Now, last week, the gathering descended into chaos after councillors failed to agree on a way forward. Part of the agenda was a motion of no confidence against Dhlamini himself. Raymond Dhlamini joins us on the line this morning for more on this story. So, Raymond, thanks very much indeed for coming on to the AM report. Good morning. You're arguing that actually the way that this council sitting was arranged for today was illegal. Tell us more.
Good morning, Mish, and good morning also to your viewers at home. Yeah, the reason we are going to court is because of that reason that you just said. The city manager set out the notice, which was illegal. And we feel strong that it's illegal. We have no choice but to approach the court because as the Speaker of Ekurhuleni, I was not being given an opportunity by councillors because to have agenda meeting on Thursday precisely to deal with the issue that was happening in council, the violence in council, how the council treat each other. So we felt strong this agenda meeting, and on the same Friday I wrote to the Chief Whip of Council to request him to have urgent meeting with all the multi-party whip party so that we discuss to make sure that definitely when we convene the meeting, we don't want to see the behavior, how the councillor behave on that day. So subsequent to that, I saw the notices going out from the city manager, and on Saturday I sent her a voice note requesting her to withdraw that. I said, as a speaker, I was not given an opportunity here. At least you should engage with me, try to find the story of my side, what happened here, because they just jumped me, they came to you, and it seems like they're entertaining this, and I don't know what's the reason. So you find the officials now, they're coming in the game of politics, and that is dangerous for the find officials doing this kind of things, to my side.
Raymond, is the concern from the DA as well, given what happened in in Johannesburg, the ousting of the DA mayor, there, is the concern that Ekurhuleni is next, that the DA's Tanya Campbell, the mayor there in Ekurhuleni, is next?
No, we are not concerned of that. We are part of rule of law. What we concern of how do we do things? We have to do things procedural. We need to follow that to the latter. That is a key. That is important. It's not about who's sitting there, when are you going to be out. No. But we are saying that when we do these things, let's do it in a proper manner. So the argument here is to say, as a speaker of the city of Ekurhuleni, I was not given an opportunity to run the meeting. The councillors or the political parties, what they did, they jumped me, they went to the city manager, and I feel strong, maybe there are 2-3 questions that city manager was supposed to ask them. Did you went to the speaker? Did you talk to the speaker? Can I see the emails? What was the response of the speaker? She could not do that. That is why I called her and said, but how can you call a meeting without even talking to me or find... so that we find each other to see what's going on. So that was the reason. So we feel strong that the administration, they changed now to become politicians. And that is too dangerous. Very, very dangerous. We should not allow that.
I mean, there was a 6-hour delay. Well, not a delay. There was 6 hours wasted last week during the council sitting in Ekurhuleni, where absolutely nothing was achieved as this back and forth went on between councillors in chambers on how we should proceed with items on the agenda. The obvious next question, Raymond, is when does service delivery happen?
Exactly, you're quite correct. It's, what we are doing here, we are saying this is the problem. I think the society, they have to have a debate about this. That's what I said before. Politicians see positions. It's something like they are looking for positions. It's no longer about the service delivery. Because we argue. One councillor raised their hands and said, we want to change the motion of the agenda. We want to start with the adjustment budget. And the other councillor raised their hand and said, no. We want to start with something else. And said, but you cannot do that. Already a councillor raised his hands. There is an item in front of us. And as you know that in terms of the rules of the House, it's straightforward. If a councillor raises his hand and say, I want us to change agenda can only change once, not twice. Only once. It can only do that once. So that's a debate and argument. What they are doing is that it is because of their having these meetings and wherever they're having their meetings, they have their own rights to come up with those numbers, and they don't, because they have numbers in council, so they can do anything. And that is wrong. We need to follow the rules of the House. Even if you have numbers, but make sure that you follow the rules of the House. That's the key. That's important.
I mean, you're a politician as well, Raymond, and part of that back and forth in council last week was that the EFF was one of the parties that wanted your motion of no confidence to be tabled first as part of that council sitting. I suppose it's in your interest as well to not want that to be at the top of the agenda.
You see, the third part of it is that which rule do they follow? That's the question, the argument. Which rule are you following? You quote the rule, we look the rule is wrong. So you can't, as I'm saying, that if a councillor raises a hand and say that we want to change the agenda, yes, the council is allowed, but you can only do that once. You cannot do twice. You can change the agenda once. And when we get there, we are done. Then we follow the council agenda as it is. So I don't know why they are arguing and fighting for something that is not there. As I'm saying that, even if you know that you have numbers, but if you don't follow the rules, your numbers mean nothing. You need to follow the rules so that everything that we do according to the rules, so that if anyone decides to take a council to court, at least we have something to back ourselves with. It can't be the numbers. The number doesn't talk to court. What it talks, did you follow the rules? That's important.
Ekurhuleni Council Speaker Raymond Dhlamini, let me thank you for your time this morning. He and his party filing that urgent application in the High Court in Johannesburg. They want to halt a council sitting that's been set down today by the city's manager, saying that the city manager had no right to call this sitting. The political jostling in Gauteng's metros continues.